Reports of more layoffs in Silicon Valley. Unfortunately, they still continue to come in. And that could impact more than just the Bay Area. Remote offices around our area also at risk of job cuts. So joining us more to talk more about this and how it can impact our economy, President of the California Manufacturers and Technology Association, Lance Hastings. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So again, these layoffs have been pretty steady over a period of time. So what have we seen so far and what is to come?
I think what we're seeing right now is kind of a continuation of a recession that everyone's anticipating. The thing about recessions, you don't know that you're in one until a few months after the fact. Yeah. So it's not out of the ordinary, but they happen to be rather large in number, and that's concerning both in the Bay Area and certainly here in the Sacramento area.
Yeah, what has been some of the numbers that you've seen so far?
You know, upwards of close to 70,000 in the North State, and that's a lot of jobs, and particularly in the Bay Area where the economy is so reliant upon the tech sector. It's very concerning there, and in the manufacturing sector where we reside, technology is such an integral part of what we do, so it's starting to have concern among our members.
And it's interesting too because, you know, whenever we talk about the jobs that are growing, it seems to always be within that industry. So why do you think, though, we are seeing so many job cuts within the tech industry right now?
Well, that tech sector continues to grow, just differently. So what we're used to, kind of the old model of an economy, is that you get a job, you stay in it for 25 years or so. Now you get a job, you may be in it for 2 years, and then you're on to something else. But there's still this gap between the layoffs now and what comes next, and that's really what we're going to be looking forward to.
But again, this boom-bust type of cycle, this is not something that's unique or new even to the industry here.
Yeah, I think the velocity of job development, creation, and sadly, layoffs, it's much faster than we're used to. It used to be, you know, every 10 years you'd hear about a layoff sequence. Now we're hearing it much more frequently because I think the economy is moving at such a quick clip because of technology that it's really hard to compare, you know, 20 years ago to today. It's almost apples and oranges.
Yeah, and the pandemic, of course, skewed a lot of those numbers.
And we're still in a pandemic. Yeah. I mean, that's the irony of it all. And the fact that our economy, particularly in California, as it evolves from the 5th to the 4th, largest economy in the world, it's still in a post-COVID environment that we're still all trying to figure out.
All right, we'll get you out on this. As far as the impact that these layoffs can cause, how does it affect the economy right here in Sacramento?
I think in Sacramento, because of the nature of the way we're configured, we have a big government sector, a services sector, and manufacturing is growing. It's probably going to have some kind of ripple effect as it goes through the communities, but what we're trying to do is make sure we have good public policies to make sure we can kind of prevent against that in the future. Because after all, the economy is rather fragile, but it's also very resilient. And if we marry those two things up, I think we'll be okay.
All right, Lance Hastings, thank you very much for your time again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Brandy?